Yo, y'all ready to rock out? Twitch, we going on 10 hours of streaming. Let's get it. Please hit the follow button. Please hit the follow button. Y'all ready? Dale, 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 dale.
almost killing him. Fast forward to 2025, K Shorty has already been sentenced to 12 years in prison for a rifle, is facing a murder charge. March 17th, 2020, 20-year-old Daquan Saxton was shot and killed. March 18th, Jacksonville rapper K Shorty's house was shot up. 9mm, 40 cal, and 7.62 shells would be left at the scene. March 19th, K Shorty's girlfriend was dropping him off when a car pulled in front. 2 shooters got out opening fire, killing her and almost killing him. Fast forward to 2025, K Shorty has already been sentenced to 12 years in prison for a rifle, is facing a murder charge, and now his own paperwork. What's up, everybody? It's 10 rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Jacksonville rapper K Shorty allegedly sliding on ops, telling on ops, and then sliding. But the reputation has slowly faded as the many faces of drill have fallen victim to the streets or to the law. 23-year-old Therese Powell, who's more commonly known as the rapper K Shorty, has unfortunately fell victim to both. A documented member of 6 Block, the 6 would be made famous by its most famous rapper, Julio Fulio. The 6 was a set of apartments named Hilltop Village, located on Jacksonville's north side with a long history of poverty and violence. K Shorty was of the younger generation that grew up under Fulio's reign. Another famous name from 6 Block would be none other than Adrian Gaynor Jr., aka Bibby. Mentioned and dissed numerous times throughout the years, Bibby was only 16 when he was gunned down inside Hilltop. K Shorty would describe their relationship like brothers, with Bibby even living in his own home for a period of time. In an interview with Off the Porch, K Shorty would speak on Bibby looking up to Fulio and warning him about how close he was getting, as everyone knew Fulio was the biggest target in the city.
When he got killed, it wasn't for him. And that's just me being real. Before he died, a week before he died, I called him on the jail phone, and I say, I see you out there. If you return, I see you with Fulio. You doing? I'm like, but don't get caught up in that, bro. I was like, you know how bad they want him. They'll get anybody just to hurt him. You know, I'm telling him this, and he's just like, yeah, I know, bro. I be chilling. I don't be on that too much. I just go to the shows and I hang, bro. I don't be on that internet like that. But you done got in the trailers. They know who you is now. You feel me? Like, even if you ain't dissing, you around them, so you're a part of it. And that's how he ended up happening to him. And it hurt me so bad because I knew, like, he ain't deserve that.
Bibby's death would be one of many that would affect K Shorty, but one specific murder is believed to have changed him for the worst. 17-year-old Nandi Weich was living a high school dream. A cheerleader, good grades, and the hopes of attending Florida A&M University. Nandi would even be interviewed by the local news in Jacksonville during the holidays, wishing for a car for Christmas, and her wish would come true.
And your wish? I want a car.
On Christmas Day, Nandi woke up to a brand new red Toyota. Life was seemingly on the rise until 3 months later, when it all fell apart. March 19th, 2020, Nandi had just went on a date with her then-boyfriend, K Shorty. She drove to Portsmouth Ave and was dropping him off when another vehicle pulled up and 2 men exited. Gunfire erupted as bullets repeatedly pierced the windshield and, unfortunately, her body. When police arrived at the scene, they'd find K Shorty shot inside the car, alive, but Nandi would be pronounced dead at the scene. Witnessing his girlfriend's death, it was rumored this was the turning point that left K Shorty committed to violence. After all, he was clearly the target in the shooting, and investigators would later learn why. 10 months after the shooting, police announced the arrest of 21-year-old Roland Ball and 16-year-old Xavier Porter. Through a search of Xavier's phone, investigators would recover messages in which he not only admitted to the murder, saying Nandi wasn't the intended target, He admitted they were trying to kill K Shorty, as K Shorty was the one who killed his older brother Daquan Saxton 2 days earlier. With the announcement of the arrest, the news would report police stated a gray vehicle was seen pulling up in front of Nandi's before two men got out and opened fire with an AK-47. The news would also report multiple people identified Roland Ball as a suspect in the case, and one of them, described as an eyewitness, told police they saw Ball get out of a vehicle armed with an automatic rifle and fire into Nandi's vehicle before taking off. We now know that eyewitness was none other than K Shorty. Roland's lawyer would file a motion to suppress in and out of court identification, and within that motion, they are attempting to throw out K Shorty, identifying Roland as one of the shooters. On April 8, 2022, K Shorty participated in a deposition in an attempt to take back the statements he told to police after the shooting. Come to find out, K Shorty not only identified Roland as the shooter, he identified him by photo and signed the photo to confirm. Roland's co-defendant, Jion, would also file a motion that the state would strike. The state would claim K Shorty's deposition contradicts his sworn statement to police, where he identified Roland as the one that shot him. The state maintains K Shorty's original answer in his sworn statement is true. Now, what happened is, after the shooting, speaking with police, K Shorty was told by a detective if he ever cared about his girlfriend, he would speak, and he did. K Shorty named Roland as the one who shot him, ID'd the picture, and signed it. But 2 years later, during a deposition, K Shorty would attempt to take it all back, saying he was manipulated into saying Roland was the shooter. He'd say he only named Roland because it was a rumor he was the one that did it, and that he doesn't actually know. He'd even say after the shooting he was in a deep depression and had no real motive to believe Roland did it. When asked again if he'd be able to identify anyone in the car who shot at him, he said no. So K Shorty attempted to take back everything he originally said. Roland was fighting to get K Shorty's statements thrown out, while the state was fighting to say the statements were true and K Shorty was now lying. The case would take another turn when investigators unraveled the motive behind the shooting. With Roland Ball identified, a witness would tell investigators Roland admitted to the shooting and named Jion as being with him. Within Javion's cell phone, investigators would recover texts Javion sent saying, "Look though, gang, I got one under my belt. Therese' girlfriend, me and my brothers did that because Therese killed my big brother. Nandi, yeah, she wasn't supposed to die. That was for Therese. He killed my big brother." Investigators would now believe it was K Shorty who shot and killed Daquan Saxton. The next day, K Shorty's house was shot up, and the day after, they tracked K Shorty, who was in his girlfriend's car. In an attempt to kill him, they murdered his girlfriend, and K Shorty would provide a sworn statement identifying Roland, and instead of getting out of the streets, K Shorty dove right back in. K Shorty currently sits inside of the Duval County Jail, charged with first-degree murder and 2 attempted murders for opening fire on a vehicle and shooting a man in the head. 2 others were inside of the car at that time, including rival rapper Spinner Benz. So on top of being sentenced to 12 years for a firearm, K Shorty may spend the rest of his life in prison. On January 27th, Roland Ball was found guilty of first-degree murder for killing Nandi, attempting to murder K Shorty, and 4 other attempted murders from a separate shooting. His sentencing can be expected soon. No matter how much the truth hurts, it is what it is. K Shorty has lived a harsh life consumed by death and violence, losing friends and even watching his girlfriend die. He's allegedly taken life, and now the state of Florida is attempting to take his by sentencing him to life in prison. But like I said, the truth hurts. And according to the paperwork, K Shorty was not only sliding, but telling on his enemies and sliding again. Now, everybody in Jacksonville is going crazy about this situation. A lot of people already felt like K Shorty ratted in the past. Now the proof is finally out. And then you got a lot of other people that are upset that it's they homie getting exposed. I had a lot of people hit me up saying, how come you ain't exposed J-Dot? He exposed himself. When that paperwork dropped, he admitted that it was him and that he was a juvenile and that he wasn't in the streets at the time. There's nothing else I can fucking add on to that. He told. He said he told. What the fuck you want me to do? So for everybody in my DM about J-Dot, like John Wall, go talk to him about that. Don't DM me about it because your homie told. At the end of the day, K Shorty did what he did. He got locked up, found out he's got some fucked up charges, and then tried to take the statement back. Now, if he didn't tell y'all he made a statement, that's on him. But he identified the shooter at the end of the day. Now, he identified the shooter. There's no other way around it. You can
Forum for AP, AR, spend and expense, and cash flow forecasting. Join the over 8,000 firms that already love Bill, including 85 of the top 100 US firms. So what's the big deal with Bill?
Well, you said around your junior year in high school, you started taking perks.
Yeah.
And you took them for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've seen people in bad shape on perks. Like I remember Jay the Youngin did an interview with me.
I seen that interview.
He went to go throw up
Yeah.
in our hallway, you know, and then
Yeah.
was literally crying on the floor saying how nobody loves him. And because I have the audio that I never put out. And then, you know, he kind of cleaned himself up, got back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it could get really, really messy.
Yeah.
If you really get addicted.
Yeah. I don't think I was ever addicted. I don't know. Everybody go through their shit, their bad times and shit like that. And I just found it as a way to kind of forget about all of the shit that was going on in my life. But I was never really addicted. I enjoyed getting high with my homies. I enjoyed the high itself, period. So like how my friends kick it, we'll kick it in the crib, listen to music, watch TV, and take some perks and chill and get high. Like that's the type of shit we was on. I wasn't really abusing Percocet to like, I don't know. I never really was just abusing it though. I just kind of enjoyed the high. And then after a while, I started realizing like, damn, I'm kind of taking these a lot. Like I'm taking them almost shit, if not every day, every other day, or every 2 days. And then when I moved to LA, it got real bad because the plug would stay next door to me. So I'm walking next door to go get them, and we just in the crib just chilling, getting high. But after a while, it started fucking my stomach up. I started getting sick all the time. So I was like, nah, I stopped fucking with them.
Was there like a specific thing that made you take your last pill?
No, I had a bad high. My high was real bad. The room was spinning. I was throwing up for probably like 20, 30 minutes. That shit just tweaked me out. And I was like, nah, I don't fuck with that. I'm pretty conscious. If I feel like some shit's finna fuck me up, I'm cool on it. But when I first started taking them, it wasn't really doing too much bad to me, at least what I felt like. The high was cool. I get the munchies, eat, go to sleep, wake up, I'm straight. Like, that's just how I was. And then after a while, it got worse.
Well, congrats, man. Some people don't get off that train.
Yeah. It's deep.
Yeah.
Shit get tough.
Well, you graduated high school and you had straight A's.
Yeah, well, yeah, like A's and B's. I ain't had no C's, though.
Okay.
Smart.
And were you thinking about college at that point?
Yeah, I wanted to go to college to play ball, but I didn't play ball in high school because after my freshman year, my school was so big, bro. We had like 3,000, 4,000 kids, so our tryouts had like 4 cuts. So it's like after my first year of high school, I think I made it to like the 2nd or 3rd cut, and I'm like, bro, there's so many people trying out. Like, now that I think about it, I probably just didn't want it enough to fucking outperform 100, 200 other kids. So I'm like, man, fuck this. And then, like I said, I always loved music, so I just started making music. But yeah, I was gonna go to EIU, Eastern Illinois, and then I got signed. like right after high school. So I was like, fuck this shit.
Okay, so was it around your senior year you started dropping music videos?
Yeah, about the beginning of senior year, maybe the end of junior year, I was dropping music videos.
Okay, and you hooked up with a manager.
Yeah,
fairly early.
That was probably towards the end of my senior year. I got a manager.
Okay, and you dropped a freestyle.
Yeah.
Was that the one that kind of started to get a buzz?
The song freestyle or the freestyle that I did in the car?
Well, the one that you did early that the manager had you do.
Oh yeah, that's the one that blew up crazy. It's crazy. That was probably a week of me having a manager. We had he was just telling me like, we got to put money to promoting, like stuff like that, because I got the manager in the first place because I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just dropping music, and I'm like, if I'm gonna get anywhere with this and prove my people's wrong, because they wanted me to go to college so bad, I'm like, if I'm gonna prove anybody wrong, I gotta get a manager. So he was telling me put money to promotion and stuff like that. And then he was like, bro, just do a freestyle or something and let's just post it and market the shit out of it. So I did the freestyle, and then he was just marketing it like crazy, and it just started blowing up. Every week it was gaining like 10,000 views or 5,000 views. And then after a while it'll go to like 20,000 views. And then after a while we look up and it's at like 150,000 views. And we're like, oh shit. All right, so might as well drop the song now. And then kind of just went like that.
Okay, so I want to focus on this thing, part of what you said. So you guys were marketing the song.
Yeah.
How so? Explain specifically. Were you putting money behind it? Were you paying people to post it?
We were paying pages to post it. So like we'd find pages that didn't have like a lot of bots or like fake accounts that are commenting and stuff like that. We kind of had to really sit and do our homework on which promo pages were the right pages to put our money to, so we're not wasting our money. But like he put a list together of promo pages, and then we're like, all right, bet. So this week I got $300. Whatever you got to it, let's put to it, and then we're just gonna do it like that. So I'm putting $300 of my own money, making my pockets flat to fucking promo my shit.
I love that, man.
Yeah, bro.
I love it.
I wanted that shit bad.
Yeah, a lot of people I feel like a lot of people in your position want someone else to invest in their dreams.
Yeah.
They feel like they haven't gotten on because someone like Birdman hasn't noticed them and put $1 million behind their video. Like they're not thinking like, this is my dream and I need to invest in my own dream.
Yeah.
And once it gets to a certain point, other people will start noticing. But really, this is my job right now. And you kind of took that seriously.
I think it just be social media, bro. People see, like you said, people like Birdman coming to fuck with certain people, and they're like, damn, my music hard. Why people not fucking with me? But
right.
I was just trying to make sure I got this shit. So I really didn't want to go to college, to be honest. Like I was going to go because if music ain't work, that's just what was going to happen. But I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to make a name for myself. I knew that I was pretty decent at rapping. So I'm like, shit, if I got to put my own money to promote my shit, then that's just what I'm going to do.
How much do you think you spent during that time?
Probably like 1,000.
Okay, so not that much, but you were smart
for
about
a senior in high school, 1,000.
No, yeah, 1,000
decent,
for a senior in high school is a lot of money. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But yeah,
absolutely,
about 1,000.
It's the best 1,000 you probably ever spent, though. If you think about it, you wouldn't have gotten to a certain point if the song on a come up gets released.
Yeah.
Originally as a video, right?
Originally as the freestyle, and then it was the audio, and then it was the music video.
Okay, now I looked that song up. That song has 250 million streams.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
250 million with a B streams. Crazy. Around 250 million just on Spotify alone. I don't know what's on Apple because they don't release their numbers. And the music video did cool, but Spotify, that's a big deal. You don't see major pop artists achieve those types of numbers all the time.
Yeah.
So this song started buzzing, and then that's when Atlantic came around?
Yeah, I had a couple different labels hit my manager up, and then me and my manager kind of just went through each label, kind of seeing what the deals were talking about, but also seeing like the type of artists that were, at each label. So we, the Atlantic, we seen they had like Lil Uzi and who else? Cardi B and Elite Chopper, just a bunch of people that were going up crazy. And I was like, yeah, I feel like Atlantic would probably be decent to go to. So yeah, we went to them in the deal. We liked the deal a lot. And that's the reason why On the Come Up did so well, because they put so much money behind marketing the music that it just went crazy. Just kind of multiplied from how much we were promoting it in the beginning.
Well, you said, now is this before the label came around? You were making like 60,000 a month.
Yeah, so like before, because it takes a while to get a deal all the way finished, signed, and everything said and done. So like it probably took like maybe a month or 2 months to get fully signed in the door. And it was like I had got my first check from United Masters, and it was like 60,000. I'm like, damn, I probably shouldn't even sign this shit. But we already were probably at the last step of signing it. So I'm like, the deal is really good. I'm not really tripping on it. It's nothing like that. But yeah, like my first 2 checks were like 60 and 50,000 from United Masters. That's what I was using to distribute my music and stuff like that.
I mean, can you say what the Atlanta deal was?
I was in an album deal, so I think I had to do 5 albums for them. I think my last 2 albums, I was supposed to make $1 million off both of them, and then my first album, I think I made $100K, and the next 2 I was supposed to make roughly around like probably 250,000. But in my eyes, I'm thinking that we're about to drop these albums, and we never even dropped them. We only dropped 2 mixtapes. So I didn't even get to the album. I only dropped the first album out of the 5 albums was a mixtape. And then the next 4 were supposed to be albums. I dropped all mixtapes. So we never even got to the albums, period.
Okay, so Underrated. That's not an album?
No.
And that's got
That's an EP.
It's got On the Come Up on it.
Yeah.
I mean, why not just call it album? So now you could check off one of your albums on your deal and go on to the next album.
Because they were fucking trying to hold me hostage like a fucking prisoner. I don't know. That shit was crazy.
Wait, so they wouldn't allow you to make this an album?
So we had agreed that Underrated was going to be an EP, but Rookie of the Year came next, which was supposed to be an album, but they considered it a mixtape, which also had On the Come Up on it with G Herbo, which generated a lot of revenue. So I don't know why we didn't make an album in the first place.
The hardest thing is obviously finding products to sell and then getting authorized to sell those products. So
and secure online payments. All in one place. Join over 100,000 independent businesses who have earned over $11 billion with HoneyBook, the client relationship platform built for the way you work, so you can do your best work. Start for free at honeybook.com.
Well, in 1992, you were
called me
46
now
years old at the
mad.
time. You got
Now I'm
married
going
for
on
the
10
second time
hours,
Yes.
10 hours screaming.
to 25-year-old Heidi
Yes, German, Hader Marie. That's a flower.
Hader Marie.
It's a flower in Germany. Hader Marie.
Got it.
And I did it.
Okay. Why did you decide to get
I'm gonna
remarried
do
at that
more
point?
Why did
I'm
I
gonna
decide
do
to get
more
married? I
than
was
10 hours.
lonely. I was, in fact, I set up a big yacht at the time. I had kids because they'd all moved to America. And then I met her. And, one thing led to another. And I decided it was more fun being with her than again later. But, and I met, as she described herself, the favorite child. Of course, they're all favorites. But a beautiful girl, an extremely beautiful girl. And she just left here. She was here until a week ago. And she's at the inauguration yesterday of Donald Trump.
Your second wife, she had a child already. You guys got married.
She had 3 children.
3 children.
Yes.
Okay. And you had how many children at the time, yourself?
Well, I had Elon, Kimball, and Tosca.
So 3.
Yes. And that,
years old at the time, was named Jenna.
that's right.
Now, later on in life, when Jenna was an adult.
Hader and Marie and I, or Hader is for short, we had a good marriage for quite a long time, but she was much younger than me. And I don't know. It's, like with all relationships, I've become quite impressed when somebody tells me that their relationship lasted 3 years or something, It didn't last very long. We were married in 92 and we divorced in 94, 2 years later. And so she went off, she married another man, with the new divorce and marriage laws, it was possible to jump around, as opposed to the times of mine, your parents. At any rate, so she married another man. I did all sorts of things. And then I met Hader again in about 99. Met up with her again. Although we had the child, we had a little girl. So I would see it occasionally when I was back in South Africa. 98, I think, 98, we started seeing each other again. She divorced from that second husband, that third husband that she had. The first husband was killed in a car crash. And then we decided to get married again. So we got married again. And then Rose was born in 99. So Rosie's now 25. And at that time, her other children that she had been placed with, because she was a woman on her own and didn't have the means. And the man she married